Hi and welcome to City Cottage, and today we are going to be making home cured bacon, and we're using a wet cure, a recipe that is really simple. It gives you a gorgeous mild bacony flavour which is absolutely superb and keeps for a good long time. And in this tray I've got 500 grams of curing salt, and curing salt is important, and 300 grams of brown sugar. They go into some boiling water, and then to that we're going to add a couple of cloves and then about 2 tablespoons of crushed black peppercorns, and these are the flavour enhancing bits along with the sugar. And we get you can add more, you can add mustard powder, you could add more pepper, you could add almost anything you like to this, but it really does work superbly well like this. This is a perfect bacon sandwich bacon, and you won't go far wrong. This is brought back to the boil, then allowed to cool, and made to 4 litres in total. Now this is a piece of pork loin. I've taken the strings off it, and it's basically it's a supermarket bog standard piece of pork loin, and that goes into the brine once it's cooled, of course, and you'll see that it floats. Now there's 2 things you could do with this. You could either put a weight on it to hold it down, but what I do is I tend to turn it over every day, and this cure is going to take 7 days to complete. So after 7 days we're going to look at our bacon, and here it is. Our meat should be quite different. First of all, it's uniformly darker pink, and also the bacon is firmer. The meat has lost water and this is firmer, but I want to test my bacon to see what it's like actually in the center. So I'm going to cut this piece of bacon in half, right down the middle, and then we'll have a look at how the curing process, in other words, how much salt essentially has penetrated the meat straight into the middle of the meat. And I think you'll find that with this particular one, it's pretty much nearly there. Once we actually get a good look at the cut surface, you can see a darker outer part and just a very slightly lighter part in the center of the rasher, just there, and it's slightly softer there. That means there's less salt there, and I want to check how salty that bit is. So what I'm going to do is slice a piece and cook it and eat it. Now I found that when I did that, and this by the way is a wet cure, but when you look at the pan, you'll see that there's no foam anywhere. I found that this particular bacon was pretty much fine, so I left it in the fridge on a plate covered up for 3 days for the salt to equalise throughout the bacon. And that's a process I want to continue after we've made all of the rashers up. So I'm the proud owner, and I love this machine, of a bacon slicer. You don't need it, you can use a knife, and we slice up the whole thing. Having sliced up our rashers, I'm going to arrange them slightly overlapping, and that means that the saltier outer bit, even though they've had an extra 3 days just to stabilise, the saltier outer bit can transfer some of their salt to the inner parts of the bacon. This then goes into a vacuum sealing bag, where of course it will stay in the fridge for a couple of weeks easily. Having vacuum sealed it, nothing can get in there, and the equalisation process continues. Now again, you don't need this bit of kit, but it really does help, and it's fantastic for keeping your fridge clean, if anything else. And so you suck all the air out, it gives a seal on the top, and you end up with this lovely piece of bacon, still doing its job, still working hard, but it's beautiful. Please come to www.citycottage.co.uk for more information.